السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. طلاب الأعزاء، طلاب الفرقة الثانية بالمجمع التكنولوجيا المتكامل بالأميرية. أهلا وسهلا بحضراتكم جميعا في إحدى فيديوهات المتعلقة بمادة التكنيكال إنجليش مع الدكتور بدر عبد الفتاح. Today's topic will be about a writing topic. It will be about writing formal emails. That's why it's very important, and it's essential to everyone to learn how to write a formal email, because you are going, of course, after graduating, you are going to use emails in your workplaces. So I'd like you to concentrate so much on my lesson today, and at the end of the PowerPoint presentation there will be a kind of an assignment to do, which is related to writing emails. So let's start. Of course, we have some warming up questions. The questions are so much related to whether you have like a kind of workplace experience of using emails. If you have started working already, of course you should have like work experience related to writing emails. If not, I'm sure that once you graduate from the cluster and start working in any of the companies, you have to learn how to write emails, how to send emails, as well as how to reply to emails. And of course, some of us may have experienced the kind of a miscommunication when they are asked to write emails, and miscommunication may be represented in the selection of different words which seem to be less formal when we are supposed to address people in a formal way. So such miscommunication problems can cause a lot of problems for you. And have you ever had to send an email that was very difficult to write? Sometimes we have difficult emails to write. What made it difficult, and how did you deal with this? These are supposed to be like some warming up questions. I ask you and respond, but I'm trying just to to say the questions and try to set some answers for the questions on behalf of you. So let's move now to the process of writing emails. When is email appropriate form of communication to use? Of course, email is appropriate, email is suitable if you need to distribute information to a large number of people quickly. For example, an email that needs to be sent to the entire office staff. If you have like information and you want to distribute, to convey such information to a large number of people quickly, and instead of just calling everyone on the phone, no, it's appropriate to send an email with your own information to reach everyone, to reach everybody at the same time, and to reach them very quickly. That's number one. That's the main reason for using emails. We have another reason, which is you need a written record of the communication. Saving important emails can be helpful if you need to refer back to what someone said in an earlier message. Provide some kind of proof. So the second reason for the choice of sending emails instead of just talking to some people on the phone is to have a kind of a written record of the communication itself. So I ask you to do something, I'm your boss, and I ask you to do something, and I ask you to do that on the phone. Maybe if we have a kind of a problem with one another, you say that he didn't tell me. So if I told you to do that through using an email, that's kind of a written record of the communication process between us, which make it more formal and more easily accessible by everyone if you want to check whether I told you that or not. So we get back to the written records of the communication between us represented in the email. Next. So email is not an effective means of communication when you are not recommended to send an email. You are not advised to send an email if your message is long, complicated, requires additional discussion, it would best be achieved face to face. That's number one. Or number two, when the information itself is not confidential. Confidential, the information is confidential. لو كانت المعلومات سرية جدا, you can send it in an email, because email is never private. Keep it in your mind that email is never private. Any message that's forwarded on to other people without your knowledge, anyone can forward your confidential, your secret information presented in the email to anyone. So that's why we say that email is never private. So if your message is long and complex, requires more discussion, do it face to face. Don't send an email. If the information presented is confidential, don't send them in an email. Important components of an effective email. Number one, subject line. That's one of the main components of the email. Email subject lines are like newspaper headlines. They should convey the main point of your message or the idea that you want the reader to take away. Therefore, be specific, be as specific as possible. Whenever you choose a kind of a headline or subject line for your email, try to be specific as possible. One word subject such as hi, question are not informative and do not give the reader an idea of how important your message is. Don't write words like hi or question in the subject line. Try to be more informative, more specific. Think about the subject lines on the email messages you receive. Which ones do you think are most effective and why? So the first one is the headline. The next one is greetings and signing off. Use some kind of greeting and some kind of sign off. Sign off, it's like the closing. Do not just start with your text and do not just stop and end without a polite signature. If you don't know the person well, you may be confused about how to address them or how to sign off. It's always better to make some kind of effort. When in doubt, address someone more formally to avoid offending them. So it's very, very important to start your own email with a greeting and to finish, to close it with a kind of a sign off and a signature at the end. So some common ways to address your reader are, Dear Professor Smith, for example, hello, Ms. or hi, and then the first name or the name of the person that you are sending your email to. If you don't know the name of the person you are addressing, or if the email address is a diverse group, try something generic yet polite. لو أنا مش عارف الشخص اللي أنا ببعت له الإيميل بتاعي أو أنا ببعت الإيميل لجروب كامل مجموعة كاملة, you can write it like that. To whom it may concern, Dear members of the selection committee, hello everyone. So you can choose one of these, expressions to start your email with. If you don't know the person that you are addressing, you're writing your email to, or if the email addresses a diverse group, so you may use one of the following expressions, like to whom it may concern, إلى من يهم الأمر, dear members of the selection committee, hello everyone. Your closing is extremely important because it lets the reader know who is contacting them. Always sign off with your name at the end of your message. If you don't know the reader well, you might also consider including your title and the organization you belong to. For example, you say Mary Watkins, Senior Research Associate, Bain & Company, Joseph Smith. So don't end or don't finish your email without signing. And if you don't know the person that you are writing the email to, or if he or she doesn't know you very well, so you need to add your own title and the organization that you belong to. For a very formal message, such as a job application, use sincerely or respectfully yours. These are like a kind of signing off, very, very formal. If you are writing a kind of a job application or the email itself is very formal, you can make use of one of these expressions, either to say sincerely or respectfully yours. Brief but friendly closing. If you want to end it friendly, you can, choose one of these expressions. Thank you, best wishes, see you tomorrow, regards. One more time. Thank you, best wishes, see you tomorrow, regards. We have some other elements in our emails that we always see, but maybe some of us do not know their, abbreviations. We have the CC and we have the BCC. Just to make it simple, the CC, this is a kind of a carbon copy, we say it carbon copy, and the BCC, it means like blind carbon copy. So copying individuals convey the same exact message to more than one person. In professional settings, copying someone else on an email can help get things down. So we use CC to copy individuals in the same email. Be aware, however, that when you send a message to more than one address using the CC field, both the original recipients and all the recipients of the carbon copies can see all the addresses in the to and CC fields. طبعا لما انا بحط حد في CC في الايميل بتاعي، الشخص اللي انا بعت له الايميل طبعا بيشوف الشخص ده، بيشوف الايميل بتاعه لو انا حطيته في CC او اللي احنا بنختصرها بكلمة carbon copy. What about the BCC? Blind carbon copy. So blind copying emails to a group of people can be useful when you don't want everyone on the list to have each other's addresses. The only recipient address that will be visible to all recipients is the one in the to fields. If you don't want any of the recipients to see the email addresses in the list, you can put your own address in the to field and use BCC exclusively to address your message to others. ال BCC blind carbon copy ده معناه لو حطيت شخص في ال BCC محدش من اللي انا بعت له الايميل هيقدر يشوف الشخص ده فين في الايميل. ولو انا برضو باعت ايميل لكل الناس ومش عايز اطلع الناس على ايميلات بعض، او ان انا باعت الايميل ده لمجموعة كبيرة، بحط نفسي انا السندر في تو، وبحط كل الاشخاص اللي انا عايز ابعت لهم الايميل في البي سي سي، وبالتالي انا كده برسل الايميل لكل واحد على حدة بدون ما حد يعرف ان انا ارسلت الايميل ده لمجموعة كبيرة، وبدون ما يقدروا يصلوا هم لايميلات بعض. We have more tips for effective business emails. Open with proper salutation, like dear, like a title, like Dr. or Mrs. or Ms. or Mr. Include a clear, brief, specific subject line, and we talked about that. Close with a signature. Try to end your email with a signature. Avoid abbreviations, as an email is not a text message. Do not write abbreviations. Be brief and omit unnecessary words. Use a good format. Divide your message into brief paragraphs for ease of reading. Reread, revise, and review in case you have like some spelling mistakes or grammatical mistakes before you press send. And reply appropriately. Never reply in anger, but make a habit of replying to all emails within 24 hours. You should respond to the email. You should reply to an email which is sent to you within 24 hours, even if only to say that you will provide the requested information in 48 or 72 hours. Use reply all carefully. Do not send your reply to everyone who received the initial email unless your message needs to be read by the entire group. Avoid using all caps, all capital letters. Capital letters are used on the internet to communicate strong emotions or yelling and are considered rude. حاجتين مهمين جدا. reply all استخدمها بشكل careful جدا، بشكل حريص جدا. اتجنب ان انا اكتب الحروف بتاعت الكلمات بتاعتي كلمه كامله مثلا اكتبها كابيتال، لأن أنا بكتب كلمة معينة كابيتال ده معناه إن دي فيها تعبير شديد أو تعبير غاضب أو كأن أنا بزعق في حد بس بشكل مين بشكل كتابي. Test links, if you include a link, test it to make sure it's working. Email ahead of time if you are going to attach large files. And the last one is to give feedback or follow up. Here's an example of an email. We have from, we have to, and we have the date, and we have the subject. The subject here is safe zone training, and we have the salutation or the opening, which is dear colleagues, because I'm sending the email to a group of diverse people. And then we have a link here, and we have the closure. We have please let me know if you will attend, and then we have the title, the signature, and the title of the person and the organization that he or she belongs to. You have an assignment to do. The assignment is create a professional email that you would send to your professor, thanking him or her for this opportunity and highlighting some of what he have learned in the semester. That's one of the options. Another option is to create a professional email that you would send it to your professor to schedule a meeting, and you have to send your emails through the email that's in front of you now in this slide. So that's the end of today's session on how to write a formal email. أتمنى إن احنا نكون استوعبنا المحاضرة الخاصة بإزاي بكتب إيميل بشكل فورمال، وأتمنى إن احنا نعمل assignments ونبعته على الإيميل الموضح قدامكم. شكرا جزيلا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.